Hello, my name is Jason. Welcome to the channel. Fred Craddock, who literally wrote the book on preaching, brings up a fascinating question. Now, when it comes to homiletics, the question is not how do we preach the Bible, but how does the Bible preach? One answer to this question, especially when it comes to Jesus, is storytelling. Stories have always been a popular and effective way of communication. Most good ones follow a design called a story arc, and it looks like this. There are 6 essential movements: a beginning, or setting, or the status quo. This is where we are introduced to our main character, where they face some sort of conflict or challenge. As the protagonist reacts and responds, we get rising action that leads to the climax. From there is falling action that leads to a resolution. There are many variations of this, but this is the main idea. One thing to notice though is that the resolution should end on a different plane than the beginning. This is important because it represents the change or transformation that has taken place in the main character by facing their obstacle or their conflict. This change then becomes the essence of what the story is all about. In Luke 15, Jesus tells us a story about a woman who loses a coin. Let's place this story in the ark and see what happens. The setting is simple. A woman has 10 drachmas, each coin being of equal value, between a half and a full day's wage. Then the conflict. She loses one of the coins. Now, this may not seem like a big deal to us, but back then that would have been a major blow. Then the rising action. We get the sense of loss and urgency as she does not give up the careful search. The climax is finding the coin. The obstacle, the challenge has been overcome. We can all breathe now. The falling action is calling her friends, gathering her neighbors. She needs people to know and share in the excitement of what she's been through. And for the resolution, we have a summary from the storyteller, that there's divine joy when a sinner repents. So we see then that the transformation in the woman is joy. She seems to have more joy finding one lost coin than having 10 coins in the beginning. Somehow, the status of the coin being lost has increased its face value. Through the summary, we can tell that this is a parable, which means each element of the story can be assigned a divine counterpart. For example, the woman is God. The light is Christ. The house is the world. The lost coin is a sinner. Being found is repentance, conversion. The friends and neighbors are the heavenly hosts, the angels. So this is all pretty straightforward, but the sermon idea for this passage is to take full advantage of the story arc model. Get creative and think of a modern day story that you can tell alongside the story that Jesus is telling. A personal experience, something from current events, or even a testimony from someone in the group. I used a very famous event here in Thailand, which was about a soccer team that got lost in the cave and the whole world came looking. I think it went pretty well. I'll leave a link of that sermon below and you can tell me what you think. Just remember, when crafting this sermon, stick to the arc and focus on transformation. How has this shift from lost to found, from blind to seeing, from death to life, how has this changed us? In this story, when a sinner repents, things change. The neighbors get a party. The woman gets her coin. The coin gets value. But all in heaven and earth get joy. And that'll preach.